Yo, what's good everybody? It's Green Onion. Welcome back to some more diecast stuff. I have this new reviewing table now, and it's much less cluttered than this mess over here. This is junk everywhere, and it was getting hard for me to like review cars and put them in the spotlight when I have like Sharpie markers and tap drill bit heads and wire cutters and screwdrivers and glue and whatever the heck that is everywhere in my area. So I moved over to this table that I used to use for painting, as you can see, but I used the good part of it so you can see the cars in better light. But today we're all bored. We're jumping aboard the old hype train, and we're gonna review the top 5, in my opinion, most overrated Hot Wheels castings by 2019 standards so far. These are the castings that Mattel has really just ramped up the production of, really not giving other models a chance to shine. Instead, they just keep pumping out duplicates upon duplicates upon duplicates upon duplicates of these castings that I'm about to show right now. In my opinion, they just need to stop with these, or just like substitute them for other cars from time to time. But yeah, there's just way too much hype around these 5 castings right here. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting at the least offender at number 5 is the '83 Chevy Silverado right here. I think I put this on number 5 as my most overhyped castings, because this truck, whenever there's a truck set, the '83 Chevy Silverado never fails to find its way into the truck set. I think this one is out of a 5-pack from 2017, but there's been numerous releases of this thing. Just look, the Walmart Truck Series that just was released. I don't have the one from there, but there's this '83 Silverado in that. There was one in the 100 Years of Chevy Truck Series. I don't have that one either, but there's one in that. And there's one in the Camo Truck Series as well. And these are all from the same year as well, so there's another one right there. And then, of course, car culture, the shop trucks. We have to have an '83 Chevy Silverado in there as well. So these are the only 3 I own, but there are far more. There are plenty more. Just look at the Amazon exclusive that display box, that acrylic display box. Guess what the special car was? Oh, of course, another '83 Chevy Silverado. Mattel knows what cars sell, and that's the shame of the whole thing, is that you could put any number of cool cars in that display, but they went through the '83 Chevy Silverado because they knew collectors would get hyped up about it. The car alone, that Silverado from that display case alone, goes for almost as much as the entire display case on eBay right now. It's ridiculous. So yeah, so here is the '83 Chevy Silverado. I'm not saying any of these castings are bad. I'm just saying they're overhyped. There's way too much hype around them. Mattel should let some other trucks shine, or create some new truck castings or something like that. I mean, even so, the '83 Silverado, in my opinion, is kind of weird, I guess. It doesn't have a full bed. Instead, they put this plastic piece right here to make it lowered, you know? So I don't know how a lot of customizers really love the '83 Chevy Silverado. It's one of their favorite customization cars. And I guess it's a pretty nice car for that, but I don't know if I dig this whole like open wheel setup with the bed, but I'm not dissing on anything. I like it. I like it. I have to say this Silverado was probably my favorite out of the Camo Truck Series, mainly because that was kind of a lackluster series. And then there's this one from a 5-pack. I don't remember the other models from that one, but that was number 5. That's probably the least offending, I have to say. Moving on to number 4. We're going to kick it into VTEC, boys, because we got the '90 Honda Civic EF. That is my number 4 most overhyped Hot Wheels casting there is. By now, like, I'm saying these could probably change like a couple years in the future, and they might not use the '90 Honda Civic EF as much, but right now this thing is a hype mobile. This little hatchback right here. This one is from the Honda series, and this one is from last year in the main line. What else? What other ones do I have in here? There's plenty of them. Here's the regular version of the A-Case version from this year, and then there's the Supercharger Hunt. Of course, they have to make the Civic the Supercharger Hunt from the A-Case. And I think there's a couple more in here. Oh no, there's just one more. And then there's ridiculous blue color. It's just insane right now. That was a K-Day exclusive from last year, I think. But yeah, these are the only ones I own, but there are plenty more of them, like I said before, and I wouldn't doubt they'd start putting this thing in the premium line. I don't know why they haven't yet, because based on how many of these sell and how much they're scalped and the prices on eBay, I don't know how they haven't done that yet. But anyway, here's the '90 Honda Civic EF. Why I put this on the list is because anytime you're going to see like a Honda series or everything, this car is going to be on it. There's a lot of underhyped Honda Civic castings. There's some other Honda Civic castings in that Honda set that I literally have never seen before, because all I see from Honda is this stupid hatchback. I'm not saying it's a bad casting. It's just overhyped. A lot of people, a lot of JDM collectors just go crazy whenever this thing is released. Like, you know, the AK Super Treasure Hunt, which doesn't really look that nice in my opinion. I don't really like the paint because it looks just the same as the normal paint, basically, with a little bit of pearlescence. But, you know, it's a Civic, and people will go crazy for it. One good redeeming quality of this thing, I like the wheels. Nice wheels. But look at this thing, this blue Honda Civic EF right here from the K-Day exclusive colors last year. This thing is insane. This thing is almost worth as much as a lesser Super Treasure Hunt on eBay right now. This is like a $15 single car on card. This thing is going for like $15 per car on card. It's just ridiculous. I don't know where they get these prices from, but that's just stupid to ask that much for this. This car, this blue version, almost cost me as much as the Super Treasure Hunt did. That's how ridiculous this is. That's how much hype is around the 90 Honda Civic EF. And once again, you know, other castings could be used in place of this thing. Like, I noticed Hot Wheels is really ramped up with the JDM, like Supers especially, to get people hyped about their stuff. Like, look at A case was the Civic. B case is also on my hype list, and we'll get to that later. You know, and then the C was actually pretty cool. It was a Corvette. I like the wheels on the Corvette and everything about the Corvette. And then the D case is probably one of my honorable mention hype beasts, which is the Volkswagen T2 pickup. That thing is, I don't know, that thing was going to make the list, but I decided just to keep it off there. It's getting there, though. Hot Wheels, don't you do it. T2 pickup is starting to get there. But then I just watched a video where it was released that, oh, of course, there's going to be another Datsun Bluebird wagon for the Super Treasure Hunt of 2019. It gets annoying when all the Supers are just JDM. It's so annoying. But anyway, there's the Honda Civic EF. That one came in 4th, in my opinion. Number 3 is not JDM. It is the 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. I strongly believe that this thing is way overhyped for what it is. It is a very awesome looking casting. These are the 4 I brought down with me. But once again, they just Hot Wheels just finds a way to cram this thing into everything they make. Like, look at this, 55 Chevy Gasser. This was from 2017, I believe. There was also a red version, and of course, Target Red Edition, they have to have a Gasser. So they put the Gasser as the Target Red Edition as well. This is from a 5-pack, Car Meet 5-pack. Of course, they gotta have a Gasser somewhere along there. You'll notice that with the 5-packs, they usually have 4 cars that are pretty decent, and then one of the hype mobiles to get people to buy the 5-packs. Look at this 5-pack with the Chevy Gasser in it. Look at this 5-pack with the 83 Chevy Silverado in it. And then there was another 5-pack, which I'll get to this later, with this Datsun Wagon in it. It just gets people to buy the 5-packs, which normally aren't a big ticket item for collectors. But anyway, here we have the 55 Chevy Gasser. I have to say, this thing, look, they do a very nice job of it when it's in the premium line. Nice deco, nice details and everything, but is it hyped as much as it should be? I don't think so. It's a great looking drag car and everything, but there are other drag cars I'd like to see other than this, the same car repeated over and over and over and over and over and over again. For example, we got this Try Me Gasser, it's awesome, and we got this one right here. This is the one from the 50th Favorites, and guess which car got the recolor from the 50th Favorites in the Kroger exclusive deco? Of course, it's going to be the 55 Chevy Gasser, because it's a very, very popular casting. It's just overhyped. It's in everything. All the convention models, at least there's going to be at least one 55 Chevy Gasser in all the convention pieces, you know, released for a year. I believe that they're going to do a Chevy Gasser. There's another variation, like I said, with the Chevy Silverado Amazon case, acrylic case. There was a 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser exclusive 10-pack, and of course they have to make the exclusive car the 55 Chevy Gasser, otherwise collectors would not take another look at it, and I think that's wrong. I think it's annoying. I think part of the reason, yes, it has to do with Mattel, but part of the reason is us as collectors are just buying this stuff up, and we're just eating it up anyway. So anyway, number 2 is going to be the Datsun 510 Wagon, or the regular Datsun 510. This wagon is literally in everything. I get so sick of seeing this wagon. I'm not even joking. I'm so sick of seeing this wagon in every single goddamn set. It's so annoying. And then we got a random 510. I don't know. The 510 as well. Like, look at this year. We got that. I don't have that red one, that red Momo one. But instead of just releasing another car, which they could have just, you know, saved their new model slot for another awesome new casting, rather than just retooling the stupid 510 and just making minor changes with it and then trying to pass it off as a new model, I think they could have created a whole new casting for the 2019 set instead of just repeating another car and changing it a little bit, especially a car as overhyped as the 510. But anyway, I think the main culprit right now is the Wagon. This Wagon is out in everything. Last year, of course, we got the regular one for the main line. Of course, they had to make it a Zamac. What car are you going to make the Zamac? Of course, the stupid 510 Wagon. Not to say it's a bad casting, because the 510 Wagon is a great looking casting. I'm just saying they release it too many times. From this to mystery models to the 5-packs to the premium line, to now there's going to be a Super Treasure Hunt Datsun Wagon again, and they already made a Super Treasure Hunt Datsun Wagon a while back, so just to see another copy of the Datsun Wagon and literally everything is getting annoying. So yeah, I'm not to say any of these cars look bad, because they all look great. I think my favorite is gotta be this 5-pack one, actually. Love it. I really do love this car. It's a nice car. Probably gonna actually pick up another 5-pack just to wheel swap it or something, because it's pretty cool. I'm just saying, it's overhyped. We could see some other castings shine, but once again, Hot Wheels just, you know, keep pumping out more 510 Wagons. It's gonna solve it. And then I think my number one most overhyped casting has gotta be, yep, the Nissan Skyline. This thing, you just can't walk 5 feet without Hot Wheels producing another Nissan Skyline casting. Like, there's so many from this year and last year. There's just ridiculous amounts of Nissan Skylines being released, or just new models, or Super Treasure Hunt Nissan Skylines, or premium set Nissan. There's just an abundance of Nissan Skylines everywhere. They're in everything. You can't escape them. Going to the store, I mean, you're never gonna find a Nissan Skyline because they're scalped anyway, but you just can't escape seeing a Skyline in any case. I think every single case this year has had at least one Skyline kit. That's not even an exaggeration. I think that for 2019, give or take maybe 1 or 2 cases, I think every single case so far has had a Nissan Skyline in it. That's how bad this is getting. But anyway, there's a whole host of cars in the Skyline family to sift through. I'm just going to separate them just based on the last 2 years, 2017, 2018. We had the R30 from, this is 2018, this is all in 1 year. New models, R30, and of course we have to have the R33 as a new model as well. And those are just 2 Nissan Skyline, just basic Nissan Skyline castings that were released within the last year as new models. And that just takes up 2 of the new model slots. And then, of course, they have to have the retooling of the R32 taking up another new model slot. And we have abundance of the R34 mixed in there as well. We have that one. We have the Super from this year. This is just too many Nissan Skylines. So, of course, they had to recolor the R30 right away and the R33 right away instead of just doing something else, I guess. But yeah, and then there's some other random ones. Last year, there's another Skyline Super right here. This one's a pretty cool one, in my opinion. It's better than, I don't know. I don't know if it's better. I kind of like this one a lot, the R34. But I'm just saying the R34 in general is just, any of these Skyline castings are just way too overhyped. They produce way too many of them. These aren't all the ones from this year that I have. I'm still missing the Fast and Furious R34 and R32 from that set. Which are the premium models, because I cannot find those. They're scalped the heck. And then we had another Fast and Furious Nissan Skyline right there. And this one's from the main line last year, another Skyline. This one's kind of older as well as this one. But still, this is way too many. The thing I got to complain about with this R32 casting is that I don't see a real need. It's just like that 510 again. They could have came out with an entirely new model, like a brand new casting car. Instead, they just took the R32 casting and they stripped it down bare and they called it a new model. This is already an R32 right here, just with the actually pretty cool looking body kit. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. But of course, they gotta have the stock one for all those JDM purists out there. So they have to create an entirely new model for just this stupid R32. If they wanted to release the R32, I think they should just save the new model slot and instead just released it as a basic car, you know, and people could point out that it was missing its body kit or whatever. Just don't call it a new model if it really isn't, if they've done the R32 already. But anyway, there's just too many Nissan Skylines, man. Just, that's all I gotta say about that. Just stop hyping up the Nissan Skyline. Every time there's a Nissan Skyline out, Instagram just blows up. Oh, look at the new Nissan Skyline, whatever. Look at this supercharger on Nissan Skyline, you know, it's just too much hype. We need to stop hyping this up, because then Mattel says, you know, Mattel's a business. They're gonna take what people want, and they're gonna say, okay, the R30, the R33, all these Skyline castings definitely sell well with collectors, and they're people dumb enough to just buy up every single one in the store. So why not just make more Skyline castings instead of everything else? It really does. It makes sense. Hot Wheels is a business, and they're trying to make money. So in a way, I think the collectors, us, are to blame for this. We just need to stop hyping up these cars. We need to stop getting so excited about these cars, and we just, I don't know, we just need to hope for some new models later on. So this is more of like a rant, I guess, but not to say any of these are bad. I'm just saying they're overhyped, and it's time to get some. I'd just like to see some cars other than just Nissan Skyline, Datsun Wagon, Civic EF, Nissan Skyline, Datsun Wagon, blah 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 blah. I want some variety here. There's plenty of awesome looking cars out in the world that Hot Wheels could do instead of just plopping another Nissan Skyline in our lap. I mean, there's plenty of cool cars. I mean, I'd like to see a Kia Stinger casting, for all you know, I guess. That would be pretty cool in my opinion. The BMW M4 GTS, that would be pretty cool. The Mustang RTR edition, that would be pretty cool. But instead we just keep plopping down more Nissan Skylines. So yeah, I guess I hope you enjoyed this video. You probably have one of these overhyped castings in your collection, probably. I'm guessing you have at least one of these. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.